It's actually a very interesting question that was actually asked by a Patreon member, so I thought I'd answer a video on it. Should you use advanced defending, and is there actually a clear benefit? Now, I think why there's a lot of confusion, I would say, is because a lot of people, advanced defending is better, and they're playing better with it. Now, there's a couple of reasons why this is in particular, so I thought I'd go through it. The first one I wanted to mention, and maybe it's better if I try to depict this as best as I can. Let me get my drawing instruments out. But like, let's say, for example, some people are playing better with it. Let's say with advanced defending is, let's say you're defending with a back line. Okay, let's say a back four. Now, typically speaking, I'll tell you from watching thousands of gameplay, most of the time, people, it's all human error, most of the defense. AI does a lot for you. Even after the January patch, AI still does a lot for you. It puts you in the right place. It's just up to you to change player and hold that position and defend. That's it. But structurally, the game does it for you. When people use advanced defending, from what I've seen from my coaching and from loads of videos that people have seen use advanced defending over the years, is they're more cautious. So with tactical defending, they just kind of run out. But because they know there's a new defending type, they actually see what they're doing and they're thinking about what they're doing. So that is why I feel like there's a few people that actually play better with advanced defending, is because they're very much aware of what they're doing. In fact, they play a bit more safer. And whereas they might be running out before, they're not doing that. The other reason is playstyle. So we know the bruiser playstyle can be very, very effective. Now, the main benefit between advanced defending and tactical is it allows you to choose what command you want to use when you're tackling. So whether that's a shoulder to shoulder like that, or whether you're going and tackling the ball. So let's say you're running down the byline. Let's say, for example, that's your opponent. That's where you are. Let's just say this is the ball. Now, if you press on tactical defending, the game still, unlike most things with the game is actually smart enough to know when's the best time to do tactical defending and advanced defending. And the game forces almost 99 point, I'll probably even say almost 100% of the time, the right decision. Let's say 99, just to be safe, 99.99% before I get called out. But like, the game does the right choice most of the time. But what happens is that some people, and this is why when I say advanced defending is only for elite players, there's a few people, for example, in the Division 5, Division 4, like, Neil, but I play better and I've seen their gameplay. And the reason for this is, let's say that's the opponent, that's them, and that's the ball. In this situation, maybe you could argue a shoulder to shoulder is very effective. Now, the problem is when they're defending, the way they're meant to defend is they're meant to run over here, run to where the ball is going to be in front of the ball, and then control the situation. You want to run to where the ball is going to be, not where the ball is. And that's where a lot of people get taken. But in these few isolated incidents, the right thing to do in this situation is to do a shoulder to shoulder challenge. And that is why, for example, for some people, advanced defending is beneficial, because if you have the bruiser playstyle, you can actually take advantage of advanced defending. But what I would tell you is those players, yes, in those small isolated incidents, they'll be good. But as a whole, overall, it's not the same. So that is why, for example, when they're defending, the whole principle is when they see a through ball in behind, they're more looking at, okay, let me try to get the ball. Okay, my opponent's going to get there first. Let me now use a shoulder to shoulder, as opposed to running to where the ball's going to be, controlling a situation, and not even need to tackle in the first place. So that is why those few isolated incidents make people think that advanced defending is better. So let me explain to you. Look, first of all, there's a lot of pros that still use tactical defending. You don't need to use it. I don't even use it that much. I use it because I have to teach it, but to be honest, I just use tactical defense. Do you want to increase your win rate just before Team of the Season? We got the Division 10 to Elite Division series. All the videos are finally uploaded. We show you how to get from Division 10 to the Elite Division basic gameplay. No speed boosting, no mechanic abusing, no Trivella at all, because we want you to get there just with basic gameplay to show you don't need to mechanic abuse. If you want to mechanic abuse, that's fine. We want to show you how to play properly first and then show you what the pros do. What pros do is they used basic gameplay and then they mechanic abuse to get the top 10%. Not the other way around. They don't mechanic abuse first and then learn the basics. We go over complete in-depth tutorials. And don't forget, with my entire series, if you join now during Team of the Season, remember, if you don't get better after 1 month, we will refund your money. That is the nil guys guarantee. That is how sure we are. We've been running this for 4 or 5 years. We go over in-depth tutorials. We also go over pro gameplay analysis where we analyze the full professional player's game. We've got tutorials for everything, undefendable through balls, player locks, precision passing, precision shooting, everything that you could think of that goes beyond my YouTube channel. We've got the full defensive series, which defending series alone, Just by watching that, I can guarantee you'll improve. Patreon.com/Neil guys. Links down below in the description. If you don't get better after 1 month, just send a message on Discord or send a message through Patreon and I'll refund your money. That's the Neil guys guarantee. Don't believe me? Try it out. What have we got to lose? Less than the price of a KFC meal nowadays. Links down below in the description. Defending. Yeah, not forcing advanced defending on us. So for now, we don't need to use it. And for the past few years, they haven't been doing it. It just gives you more control. And that's the benefit. So if you are that elite tier player, and let's say you know how to defend already, let's say you know how to defend, you don't make silly mistakes by running out with your center backs, then I think advanced defending is very much viable. And that's why I say elite players, because the average elite player who knows how to defend, a lot of people in the elite division know how to defend in the first place. That's another argument altogether. But at least you have some standard of defending. You're good enough to get to elite division. You should be at least good enough to have some sort of stable defense. And if you do make a mistake, you'll make that mistake. So that's when advanced defending could be added on top of that to improve your level. But what I don't want to see, and this is my opinion personally speaking from my experience coaching people, tactical defending, if you're struggling to defend as it is, and then going to advanced defending. Because if you don't know how to defend, can you imagine if you have like a shoulder-to-shoulder situation, and let's say, for example, the ball is over here, and you decide to do a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge instead of winning the ball here with a normal tackle, you're going to force the wrong command. On tactical defending, the reason why I said it's almost 100% is because never has the game actually forced the wrong command. You could be in a shoulder-to-shoulder situation, and maybe you wish that the shoulder-to-shoulder was done a bit earlier, maybe, but when there's a situation where you can either get the ball with just pressing the tackle button, which will be circled by default for everyone. For me, it's X, because I use old school ISS controls where X is the tackle button. That's a long story, but then I'll explain. Actually, I'll give you a sneak peek of why I've not changed that. I'll tell you at the end. There's a real benefit to using that. But that's where, for example, tactical defending won't make the wrong decision for you. So as a whole, you don't need to use advanced defending. There's top tier players, pro players that don't even use tactical defending. It's not like precision shooting. Precision shooting was something that was introduced in the professional scene that pros had to use it and had to learn it. I can probably say that had there been a choice of you don't have to use precision shooting, a lot of pros, I'll say maybe half of them will be still stay unassisted because of the finesses, the travelers, when you green time, they're very easy. But I think a lot of pros have now gotten used to precision shooting, but sometimes there's a risk you can miss an open chance. So with advanced defending, you really have that choice. So that's my opinion. I think I always give you the example, like the driving example. Imagine you're learning to drive a car, and imagine you're on your 20th lesson and you're learning to drive automatic. And then for some reason, your instructor says, you know what, you're struggling to drive anyway. Why don't you try a manual car? That's going to make it worse. You have to start thinking about when to change gears, the biting point. You have to worry about all these additions. That's the thing I'm trying to say is don't worry about all that stuff. Let the game do it for you. Tactical is like driving an automatic car. Advanced defending is like driving a manual car. There is no real benefit in the general scheme, but there's a few situations where advanced defending can really help you if you know how to defend. And that's like when you're driving a manual car. Maybe you know how to use heel and toe method. You have to match the revs for the next gear. Maybe you know the exact shifting point, all these things. So that's what I'm trying to say. Advanced defending is not needed. Now, bit of a sneak peek. Why do I still use X as my tackle button? So this is kind of a legacy system. So this is old. Anyone that's a PES player, International Superstar Soccer, you will know this layout. This is the OG layout. Teammate contains square. The reason why I leave X on tackle is, number one, the X button is closest button to the right analog stick. So if I was to make a switch and then make a tackle, it's almost instant as opposed to moving my thumb all the way. The same reason why my shoot button is closer to the right analog stick as well, because my thumb is closer to it. Easy to do a finesse shot, okay? Micro millimeters, whatever you want to call them. Very, very minuscule changes, but makes a difference in the grand scheme, in my opinion. But the most important thing is, when you press the X button in possession, it's a pass. And defensively, for me, it's a tackle. So you see, for example, a tackle for me is X. And then also, normally a pass is X. Now, let's say, for example, the ball is over here. And let's say, for example, my opponent's here. Now, let's say I'm walking towards this ball and I press the X button. Sometimes the game doesn't tackle, it just straight away does a first time pass. So instead of me tackling the ball and then making a pass. The game just makes a first time pass and you can avoid a rebound sometimes that way. And you just get the attack going fluidly without having to make a tackle, then hope you don't get a rebound. And that's the benefit. Is it worth changing for that reason? No. I just kept it there the entire time. It just happened to work out that way. And that's the reason why I haven't changed it. The only thing that probably I have incorrectly is that my sprint button should be R2 because of analog sprint. But I'm gonna be completely candid with you. It's very difficult to change something you've been doing for 20 years. I've tried numerous times, but it is very. But I think this is the best tactical layout. I know a lot of people on the professional scene, they actually swap on the defensive end that their teammate contain button. Having this on I think for most people it's R1. It's quite hard to press R1 and defend at the same time. You see that? But with it being on square, it's much easier. So I can teammate contain, right stick switch, very, very easy. But just something just to mention here. So if you really wanted to change something, change your teammate contain button from R1 to X, because X by default is contain, the worst button inside the game. This is a nil guy's top tip. Small millimeter changes, minuscule changes, more with millimeters, but in the grand scheme of things, they make a big difference. When you're trying to press at a high level, all these small little differences, they stack up and they make the percentages in the end. All right, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Until next time. Peace.